Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 33 of Diehlman at Halftime, the NBA podcast that tops all others. I'm your host, Larry Diehlman. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, and if you've been a loyal listener, welcome back. We have much to get to today and not a lot of time to do it. We have 5 sections that we'll get into: a general overview of the NBA this week, and our usual highlight, lowlight, random stat, and game of the week. Let's get to our content for the week. The LA Clippers locked in head coach Tyronn Lue for a 5-year, $70 million extension on Wednesday. Lue started as a head coach in Cleveland during LeBron James' second stint, where they made the NBA Finals for 4 straight years. The Cavaliers won a title in 2016. He's been the head coach of the Clippers since 2020. LA made their first Western Conference Finals appearance in franchise history in 2021, but they haven't made it past the first round since. This season, LA was 51-31 and the 4th seed in the West before losing to the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. Lue's career coaching record is 3-12-217, a winning percentage of 59%. The Washington Wizards announced that interim head coach Brian Keefe will be promoted to the 26th head coach in franchise history. The Wizards fired Wes Unseld Jr. mid-season, and Keefe had an 8-31 record in the remaining 39 games. This is Keefe's first head coaching position after serving as an assistant for many years. His NBA stops included Oklahoma City, the New York Knicks, the LA Lakers, Brooklyn, and Washington. The Wizards were 14th in the East this season and held a 15-67 record. Finally, Sacramento Kings head coach Mike Brown was given a 3-year, $30 million extension to stay with the Kings. Despite some bumps in the road during negotiations, Brown gets the raise he deserves, and Sacramento doesn't have to worry about shopping for a new coach for a while. The Kings made it back to the playoffs last season after a 16-year absence. They lost in the first round last year, and they were bounced in the play-in tournament this year. With contract talks out of the way, Brown can focus on the team's growth for next season. Our 2024 NBA Finals matchup is confirmed: the Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas got past Minnesota in 5 games in the Western Conference Finals, and the Celtics swept Indiana in the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston also swept Dallas in the regular season. My official finals prediction is Mavericks in 6. So our third round Eastern Conference elimination was the Indiana Pacers, and our third round Western Conference elimination was the Minnesota Timberwolves. This episode is entitled First to 4. So, who's raising eyebrows at the moment? Let's get to our highlight, the Dallas Mavericks. We officially have our Western Conference representative for the NBA Finals. The Dallas Mavericks defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals in 5 games. Although most of the games in this series were tightly contested, Game 5 was a bloodbath. It was essentially over in the first quarter. Dallas's Luka Doncic had 20 points in the first 12 minutes. Minnesota as a team had 19. Logo threes, bank shot threes, you name it, Doncic was letting it fly. He had 36 points and Kyrie Irving had 36 points. This week, Oklahoma City Thunder general manager Sam Presti revealed he had buyer's remorse when he traded for former All-Star Gordon Hayward at the trade deadline from Charlotte. Despite the offensive firepower of Doncic and Irving, the Mavericks did not have buyer's remorse for their 2 midseason acquisitions, Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington. Removing them from bottom feeders like Washington and Charlotte, respectively, and putting them on a real team has unlocked their potential. Gafford protects the rim, Washington is a solid scorer. And how about Derek Lively? The rookie big man has made nice plays for Dallas this season, although he took a couple of blows to the head in the Minnesota series. Hopefully he's okay. Some are already claiming that Doncic and Irving are the best backcourt duo in NBA history. Let's see if they can put a ring on it. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be on Thursday, June 6th at 8:30 p.m. in Boston. Let's go to our low light, the Indiana Pacers. As the saying goes, hindsight is 20/20. The Indiana Pacers were swept by the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, with the final 2 games of their season coming without Tyrese Halliburton. Despite this, the Pacers have nothing to be ashamed of. Indiana could have easily had a 3-1 advantage in the series if they properly held leads in the fourth quarter. Game 2 was the only game that was a sure thing, obviously in Boston's favor. It's safe to say that Indiana missed the scoring of Benedict Mathurin, who had season-ending shoulder surgery to fix a torn labrum. He gave them 14.5 points per game this season on 37.4% shooting from distance. However, others stepped up. TJ McConnell gives his team a good mid-range approach and hustle to the game. Andrew Nembhard averaged 28 points and 9.5 assists per night in the 2 Indiana home games in Halliburton's absence. But simply being the better team is the reason why the Celtics are on their way to the finals. The experience was on their side. With the offseason in front of them, the Pacers' biggest goal is re-signing forward Pascal Siakam. They traded 3 first-round picks for Siakam to be in their future plans. With this run to the Eastern Conference Finals, that shouldn't be too hard. If they build their defense, Indiana will be a problem next year. Let's head over to our random stat. This Celtics Mavericks Finals should be a good series, so let's do a little preview. When was each team's last Finals appearance or championship? The Celtics are tied with the LA Lakers with 17 titles each. Overall, Boston is 17-5 in the Finals, and this is their 23rd appearance. They previously made the Finals 2 years ago in 2022. They fell to the Golden State Warriors in 6 games. However, they have not won the Larry O'Brien Trophy since 2008 when they defeated the LA Lakers in 6 games. For Dallas, they've only had 2 appearances in the finals, 2006 and 2011. Both series were against the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade's Heat won in 6 games in 2006. Dirk Nowitzki, though, had one of the greatest postseason runs in NBA history for the 2011 crown. Dallas swept the back-to-back champion Lakers in the conference semifinals. They beat the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden Thunder in 5 in the conference finals, and they won the championship over the Miami Super Team of LeBron James, Wade, and Chris Bosh in 6. Either way, someone is going to end their long championship drought over the next few weeks. Let the battle begin. Finally, let's go to Game of the Week. For this week's Game of the Week, I think it's obvious at this point. We have the Dallas Mavericks at Boston Celtics on Thursday, June 6th at 8:30 p.m. It is Game 1 of the NBA Finals. As I said in the opener, my official prediction is Mavericks in 6. They took down the Clippers, Thunder, and Timberwolves to get to this point. The Clippers were seen as a championship favorite throughout the season. The Thunder were the number 1 seed in the West, and the Timberwolves smacked around the defending champion Denver Nuggets. Boston had a little bit of an easier path. Jimmy Butler missed the entire first round when the Heat lost to the Celtics. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, Cleveland was without Jarrett Allen for the entire series. Donovan Mitchell sat out the last 2 games. And in the Eastern Conference finals, like we said, Tyrese Halliburton missed the last 2 games. Fans have been calling the Celtics finals run a, quote, Mickey Mouse run, alluding to the supposedly fake title run the Lakers had in the 2020 Orlando bubble. Regardless, this series will be Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Kristaps Porzingis is also returning to add a big boost to Boston's title hopes. Give me the Celtics with the opening win, 103-100. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on social media. I have 2 Twitter accounts and 2 Instagram accounts. The podcast accounts are under @Diehlman_NBA for both Twitter and Instagram. My personal Twitter is @LarryDiehlman18, and my personal Instagram is @Mr_Sports18. They are also in the description on SoundCloud. And don't forget to spread the word about Diehlman at halftime. See you next time, fellow Hoops fans.